Hello, I'm going to try to go over how to use the Gradebook to export your grades. This can be very helpful in different situations. Let me share my screen with you. The reason this is helpful is sometimes we just need to go ahead and keep a record of the Gradebook for ourselves for very many reasons and all of the assignments. So we'll do that. Some colleges ask us to go ahead and upload our gradebook. So that does happen as well. And so what we're going to do is click on our grades tab in the course navigation menu. One click should do it. So now we're within our gradebook and we're going to go to where it says action and we're going to click on export. All right, my computer's a little bit slow, but there we go. And then we tell it where we want to export. So let's go ahead and pick a place, a nice folder where we can go ahead and find our exported file. And we're going to save there. Now notice here that it says comma separated values. So that does help if we need to then later on pass that on to another form. But you can select here if you want all files or if you want comma separated files. So I'm going to hit the save button there, and now it's generating a CSV, and I'm using Chrome, so it downloaded it right over here on the bottom left of my screen. I don't know if you can see that there. So I think that it's done its job. I'm going to go ahead and show in viewfinder. So there it is in the finder. It's a CVC. And so now I'm going to head and click on, let me see if that will do. It's going to be my control click or the right click. And I'm going to open with, and I'm going to open that with Excel. And that's mainly because notes might be the default for most folks who are using Microsoft Excel. So you'll see here what it's done is that it's exported everything. So it's exported the name, the ID, the SID number. That's what how Canvas identifies students. The root account, the course section, the notes. So note here, if you have notes, and that's fine, that maybe you don't want to send out to someone else, a third party. And so maybe it's just that you make note that the student had a death in the family, or maybe you want to make note that they have a DSPS form, or that they have a special pronoun that's not in, the normal people where you would see it, or whatever it is, whatever note you have on the student. The students can't see this, only you can see it. But if you're going to share this information with somebody else, that means that now that third party will also see your private notes. So what you can do is go ahead and make a copy of this. So one is your private copy that you keep intact. And then you can revise this by eliminating that column right there. So in this case, I don't even have notes on anybody. So I can go ahead and let me see, I forget how to use my columns. I'm trying to remember how to do this. So column, and then I can hide or I can delete. So I have to remember how to use my Excel again. Let's see. Oh, here we go. So edit, and then I might delete that column. And now I don't have that column. And so then that's perfectly fine. I didn't have any notes in there. No harm, no foul if I send that forward. But the other thing to make note of is that you can adjust this. So for example, here, you can actually make that so you can see the full assignment, right? So it'll show the points possible on the top and then the assignments. And so you can manipulate this to make it look better or be a little bit clearer or to be a little bit bigger font. So that's what's really nice about exporting to Excel. And then here you can see that it gives me specifically the section, the date, and then the course. And so that's nice as well. And so this is how you export your gradebook to Excel. And there's instructions within the module on how to re-import. I wouldn't do that because these are like, unless you're really well versed and you know exactly what you're doing, I wouldn't really go ahead and export and then manipulate any of those scores and then re-import. So if you're going to make any adjustments, I would strongly suggest that you make those adjustments directly on the grades, Canvas grades, because in that way you can always export it later, right? And so there's all kinds of crazy things that might happen when you're fiddling with export and import. If you're going to do something like that, I strongly suggest that you do that with another set of eyes right next to you. Someone who's just verifying. You can do the whole process, but just double checking that what you're doing is going to result in what you want or what you need. All right, so that's pretty much it. I hope this helps. Bye.